for life.
Had to be done.
Of course it
Had to be done. I don't know why I didn't do this for the Scrappermania, but I think because this show was actually named after them, it kind of makes more sense, I suppose. So you go that way. So OTT being the Elite happened last Saturday at the National Stadium in Dublin. As shows go, like, you know, it was a quality show from top to bottom. I don't think there was a bad match at all, as far as I can tell. You're in debate. You're not sure?
I'm a bit iffy about that statement.
Well, we'll get onto it when we review. We'll talk about the dark match first between Nathan Martin, his debut in National Stadium, taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. Excellent match. Like, you know, Nathan Martin more than made a good showing against Speedball Mike Bailey, who obviously I don't know how we lost. I think it was a kick to the head for the pinfall, but you know, showed his respect afterwards. Quality match. Great way to start the show.
Yeah.
The first show match was Paul Tracy against Bobby George Jr. There's no Tony Idol this time. He's still recovering from his injuries from
No, but he got to introduce it from a live feed from the hospital bed, which was good.
Which is class.
Yeah.
What was his weight this time?
16 stone, 2 pints, and I can't remember.
I think and the chocolates he stole from his nephew's batch or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And he came out. Oh, his attire though when he came out. That's
super long cape.
That Diane wedding cape that came out. So very good match though. Like Paul Tracy, you can't have a bad match. Like, you know, he's as solid as it gets really. Like, you know, so. But it was Bobby George who came out with the victory. So we're going to see more of him now, which is great. So
it was kind of unfortunate. I had I don't know whether I say misfortune. That's a horrible word to say.
Misfortune.
But I happened to be sitting beside a guy, and he was very critical of Paul Tracy's gimmick.
In what way?
So critical, saying it's stupid and it makes no sense, blah blah blah. Like, why is he dressing up like this? And I was just thinking in my head, like, it's because it's a wrestling gimmick. He's part of the social elite. It's what he's done for years.
It's a posh gimmick.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a class heel. Like, you don't like it, that's good, because he's playing the heel.
It's his opinion. Yeah, of course. Listen, if you dislike him because of that gimmick, that's good.
That's it.
The wrestlers want that.
That means he's working right now. That means he's working you, and he's basically done what he's meant to do. Yeah, which is to make people dislike him.
Yeah, for any reasons, whether it's his attitude, whether it's his gimmick, where he presents himself as this snobby nosed guy.
Exactly.
He embraces that. Like, that's what the heel wants.
Yeah,
that's why
you
so
just
many
put him as over as a top baby face right now. There,
what are you talking about?
you. I'm talking about to the guy in general for saying he didn't like him, because that's how you get a heel over, is by people hating you.
Yeah, there you go. It's like the best heel I can think of in OTT right now is Ryan Smile. Yeah. But he plays it so well because of the way he's portrayed himself lately, because of how he's so pretentious now and so ignorant now. As
see, the line is always so fine, because if you look at, say, Zach Gibson, he said that one line at WrestlePops, one line, and that's it. He was over.
Yeah, but it was more, you have to understand, that was more of the crowd mocking him as opposed to him cheering him, though.
No, they cheered him. They cheered him for that line. They did.
I disagree. It was more of a mock.
I don't think it was. I think everyone was just like, oh my god, that was the best line I think anyone's ever come out with.
Yeah, but I'll still stand by it. Was more of like, yeah, well, it's such a good line, but the fact is it's mocking what he actually said of the whole thing, so goes to show you. We'll move on. Kings of the North defended their tag team championships against the Rapture, Zach Gibson, Charlie Sterling and Shaz Simon. Speaking of Zach Gibson, like, obviously naturally he roasts the crowds.
My match of the night. This was mine.
This is your match?
This was my match of the night.
I'm with you on that.
I loved it.
A fantastic match, actually. All around, a lot of the matches actually were all around the crowd, actually.
That was probably one of the criticisms I had of the show.
Now, here's the thing, because a lot of people have actually criticised, have come out and said, especially people who maybe can't stand up for whatever reason. Yeah. Like, there's wheelchair designated seats on the very top of the stadium, for example, who probably couldn't see a lot of this, like, for obvious reasons. Do you think that's a problem if they do an National Stadium show in the future?
Yeah.
Because if they're in the Tivoli or whatever they'll set up in Sir
it's not
Roads,
that big, so you can sort of see what's going on. But every
we'll
like
stand up, though.
I don't mind the fact that you go into the crowd. Like, that doesn't bother me. That's great. It's great for the crowd. It gets a little bit of a pop.
Gets them involved.
Every match doing that is a problem.
Or too many matches happening.
Yeah, too many matches doing that is a problem, solely because, and the chance happened during it, saying we can't see anything. I'm substituting the word anything. But when those chants happen, because if you were on one side of the arena and it was happening on the other side, you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And at one point they did have spotlights on them, but it was too late at that point.
They can't get spotlights when they're at the back of the arena, though.
Exactly.
So
now, and
I understand
like,
the crowd's frustration, but they
yeah.
can't be too critical of that. Surely.
Well, no,
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying.
Oh no,
I
am being critical of it. I'll be honest with that.
That's
but,
fine.
Like, the one of the gripes as well that I had was you had two big screens up on the stage. You had a few monitors there as well. You obviously knew that the matches were going to take place in the arena. Was there not? And you're obviously taping it for your on-demand service.
Yeah.
Was there not some way that they could have tapped in with a live feed to put it on the screens for the people that couldn't see it?
That's a good idea, actually. That's an idea they could explore. I'm not sure how they can get that done, because
that's what I'm saying. Like, is there a way to possibly do that? Now, obviously, there might not be, because I actually looked later on in the night, and they were just projectors on the stage itself. They were just projectors putting them onto it, but they were playing videos off them already.
Yeah.
So there has to be a way that you can sort of put it into a live feed, even if it's only on one of the big screens. If they can only do it with one of the big screens, fine.
Yeah.
But just it gives the chance for everybody to see what's going on.
I'll be curious to see how that would work, though, with the cameras, because the cameras, as far as I'm aware, are only made to tape as opposed to do a live feed.
Yeah, I know.
If they can achieve that with boats, they'll be doing very well, but I honestly don't know how that happens anyway.
I don't know, if you can have one designated camera for it.
Even one, yeah.
Yeah.
Something extra. Anyway, it ended with fantastic match. It ended with I saw the spot for this, because apparently this spot was off a mock from what happened in a Pro Wrestling Noah match.
Okay.
I don't know who it was against. Where apparently they were going for a Death Valley driver, and then Duncan disorderly reversed it into a Spanish fly.
Yeah.
And I got the pinfall, and the reaction from Jack Gibson was priceless at the end. So.
Oh, so good. Wasn't
Oh my God, we won! Wait, the music. This isn't our music.
Such a really, really good ending.
Yeah. Apparently the rematch now, there's going to be a rematch in February in the steel cage.
That's going to be the steel cage match.
Apparently, or I heard that's going to be the cage match. From what
that's going to be a good one. Another 6-man,
or at least a tag team match between Samuels and Gibson, maybe. Or Gibson and Sterling against Bonesaw and Corbin. So
possibly,
yeah.
And I have to say as well, because I said it the last time I saw Sterling at a show. He is the best seller that OTT have.
I can't disagree with you there.
He sells moves so well. And
we talk about very, very, very hated heels. He's right up there with them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who else shows beer into other people so willingly? You know. Anyway, this was my match tonight because it was most entertaining. The Angel Cruisers taking on Session with Martina and Kaylee Ray in a hardcore match for the new OTT Neutral Gender Championship. So with Be Cool establishing the title backstage. So but as matches go, it was
establishing,
just
inventing.
Yeah, it was just a mad match though. It really was. It was so much fun, but by God, the stuff they come up with. Ever since when that Christmas tree came out, game over. OT tree.
OT tree, yeah.
Or
that tree was more over than Finn Balor is in WWE right now.
I have a question. It was like tree elite and stuff like that. But like, and when the crowds like that, I thought that would get a pop when the crowd come out, and even when Martina got Angel Cruz in between. But that wasn't the funniest bit. The funniest bit is when we both know
the elf on the shelf.
Yeah,
the elf on the apron. I should say.
Yeah, it was Rob.
Yeah,
I know Rob. He's a cool guy, and he came out with a small. It was like the crap in it.
Brilliant. Or was it at the start when they all got the kendo sticks and Martina got the can-do stick?
The can-do stick.
Yeah, the kendo stick filled with cans.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, there was cans all around it.
Oh, sorry, you're right. I remember now.
Yeah.
In the end, though, it was a really funny match involving thumbtacks. I can't believe they took the thumbtacks as well. All four of them took it.
I know. And did you see the Instagram post from Be Cool After?
No.
he had a thumbtack stuck in the back of his head that he never got rid of.
Oh my God.
Like a day later, he felt it was like right under his hairline, and he didn't see it, and he took. It was like a day later before he noticed it.
Oh my God, it's so crazy though. So what happened was that we finished the match with a tombstone session driver on the thumbtack. Wombstone, is that what they call it? For Martina now to become the first double champion in OTT history. So she's on top of women's champion. She's now the neutral gender champion. So congratulations to her. So now a bit of strong style without Tyler Bates, who broke his rib the night before, unfortunately. So just Pete Dunne and Trent Seven took on the Jet 100, Scotty Davis, Curtis Murray, and Michael May. What did you think of the three of them as a team? And the way they present themselves?
Good team. Little green in terms of they haven't tagged a lot and you could see it, but still really
the potential though.
Yeah, the potential is there and so good. They are all so good together.
Yeah,
they would work well as a trio. Even a duo, I would say. It was sort of like, I'm thinking maybe Michael and Scotty would make a really good tag team together.
Like Michael and Scotty, even any of them as a team, even
any of them with the three. But I'm just
Curtis
thinking,
or Scotty, yeah.
I'm thinking of the technician, as he was called, Mike May, with the sort of exploding sort of suplex machine that would be Scotty Davis. I think would work very well as a team.
Yeah. It was Dunn, I think, who got the win in the end. I think he gave the
bitter
ends to Murray in the end for the win, if I'm not mistaken. So good match.
They beat the crap out of the lads.
Oh, they did.
They were so stiff with them. I say they were all bruised everywhere.
I was talking to them after. They seemed fine when I congratulating them all, but that was night. It was like a few hours after. I imagine it was a different story.
Yeah,
the
adrenaline
morning
was still there. Like,
maybe
when it wore off, they would probably realise like, ow, my everything.
Now the Marty Skrull and the Young Bucks taking on Dalton Castle and the boys. This was a class match. I've been dying to see Dalton Castle, and delivered for me. Dalton Castle was brilliant. Loved it. I think myself personally, I'm sort of done with seeing the Young Bucks and the Elite sort of stuff. Like all the being the Elite stuff.
Well, no, not the being the Elite. Like I'm sort of going to see, because when you see the matches that they have in New Japan, and look, I'm not expecting them to have a New Japan style match, because I know they were on a 4-day tour and this was the last stop. They were probably beaten up, and they needed to protect themselves a little bit because they had to go and do a pay-per-view in Japan like a day later.
Literally a day later, so God knows how they got there in time.
But I think like for that, like, it was a lot of gimmick based stuff. That's why the show is called Being the Elite and not the Bullet Club, because I think it was done more for their YouTube series than anything else. Which they did there during the match. Yeah, exactly, with the sharpshooter. With the sharpshooter again, yeah. So like I have no problem if they want to do that, but me myself personally, I think I'm done sort of seeing that now. Think so? Yeah. I also was one of the probably few people in the arena that didn't believe the whole spiel after it. What do you mean spiel? Oh, that was after the triple threat. Oh, you mean the 10,000 seater thing? Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah. We'll get to that. Like that's you're not alone on that. Like but like for me, I find that all that stuff entertaining. It's a thrill. Like if they record us in our place, like the way I say it, like, because obviously they're as over as any wrestler in the world right now. Yeah. But they had its highlights. I mean, obviously, when's every day are you going to see Marty Skrull sing his songs? Like, look, seriously, that was a moment when he sang "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Yeah, I know, and in the only way Marty can. He wanted Dalton and stuff. I know, and it was like the thing is, they put on, like, when the parts when they were wrestling and stuff, it was a really good match. Yeah, with the comedy bits in between and stuff. The like two boys are awesome wrestlers, by the way. They are really good. I actually know the difference between Boy 1 and Boy 2. What? Boy 2 is one with ginger hair. Oh, okay. That's the difference. Boy 1 is the dark hair. Boy 2 is ginger hair. Oh, okay. Colt Cabana said that on Ring of Honor commentary. I always had I had a lot of trouble separating the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick. Really? Yeah. But no, not because they're identical twins, because obviously they're not. But I had to think of a way of saying, okay, which one's Matt, which one's Nick. Right. And I came up with the reasoning. The way I can tell them apart is, Nick is the one without the sideburns as long, because Matt has the longer ones. Right. And the reason why I remember that is because someone nicked his sideburns. That's why his name is Nick.
I love
That's
it.
the only way I can tell the difference.
One wears a bandana, one doesn't. What happened to that?
They both wear bandanas.
One always wears a bandana, one takes it off during the match. One is dark hair, one is blonde hair. One is
They
blue
both
eyes,
have
one is
dark
brown. One is blue eyes, one is brown eyes.
Yeah, but still, look, listen,
I
Dave,
know.
this is my way of doing it. So I'm trying to stop trying to get
In the
wrong.
end, it was the Meltzer driver on one of the boys, I think, to finish the match, I think. So,
Yeah.
very good match, as entertaining as it gets for me. Now, the triple threat match. Cody Rhodes against Phoenix and Flip Gordon. Very good showing. I love the wrestling. Flip Gordon, we talk about how good he is.
Yeah,
Awesome showing from him.
him and Ray Phoenix, unbelievable.
Oh, stop. Absolutely. Do you actually... Hold on. Now, you told me, actually, you didn't bring in that sign we talked about, did you?
Oh yeah, I don't get it. So
I don't get it, actually. What actually does it mean?
I don't know.
FT or listen, if I'm...
I thought it was F the Roman Reigns, and obviously there was the chance of F the Revival.
Yeah, so I'm starting to think Revival have two R's in their name now or something.
I have no idea.
If anyone knows what this means, please give us a Twitter a message or something like that, because it boggles my mind. I freely admit I don't get it. I'm not going to say I get it just to be cool. I honestly don't. I'm not one of those guys. So.
I think it'd be cool if you didn't get it.
Yeah. In the end, it was Cody who pinned Gordon after his crossroads, and then all the Bullet Club came out and gave us a bit of a hint over what could be their 10,000-seater show, which was much speculated in the news. Yeah, but let's be honest. You really think they really come to Ireland for?
No. Twitter blew up over that a couple of days later.
But-
I think Justy called him out on it. Justy says...
Here's the thing, though. Did they say that to any other arena while they're on their British tour? Let's go to Wembley Stadium.
Cody claimed that they didn't. But...
Claims are one thing, though.
Claims are one thing. Yeah, exactly. Claims are definitely one thing. I don't know, I'll be honest with you, if they did or not. Cody, if he says he didn't, because he's not going to say they didn't, and then someone's going to come back at him, well, here's your recording doing it at RevPro, or here's your recording doing it in Scotland.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's not happening, lads. Come on.
We said in the news ourselves, it's either going to be in California, Chicago, New York, or London.
Yeah.
And but...
I do not see if they do. The only 10,000 seater place is 3 Arena.
Yeah. That's not even 10,000 seats.
It's 14.
Is it 14?
Yeah, 14.
I thought it was 9.
Yeah. No, 14.
Okay. See, even if they did it in Tree Arena, it would actually suits the actual arena style, because it's all facing like a stage. It's like a theatre sort of arena.
But see, you wouldn't. You'd probably put temporary seating on the stage and then have it in the middle.
Maybe.
So. Though it would be the same setup as when they do WWE Live in the Tree Arena.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But no, I don't see it. People aren't going to come. If you, the only way you'll get it is, okay, now they've claimed, obviously, when they did the promo, he says, we'll bring Kenny with us, we'll bring Hangman, when everyone thought it was going to be CM Punk. Poor Hangman.
He's a lot going for him right now. We won't say what it is on this show, but you know what I mean.
Teasing Daniel Bryan, not good help, but you'd need the Japan lads to come over.
Yeah, you would.
You would need a Naito and you'd need an Okada to even try to get close to 10,000.
Yeah. So...
Yeah. I'd love it.
If I were them, they're better off. Realistically, the best way to do that is in America. I'm not saying it's impossible doing.
Oh, they
here.
know the best place to do it is in America,
but
they're going to go to America.
They're chasing the record over there. That's why it makes more sense. It makes more sense to do it over there. Because they've never been a 10,000 seater event in wrestling since outside of WWE since WCW.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago, and they're after that record. So, I mean, it's nice that they're giving the tease, but let's be realistic. It'd be awesome, but
it'd be great, but I don't see it happening. Sorry,
no worries.
London is fine.
Yeah,
but
easy for us to travel if we can make it.
Wembley Arena.
There you go. And the main event: Mark Haskins versus Jordan Devlin for the NLW title.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to this match,
talk about the entrance.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about not the entrance, because this is so late into the crowd. I feel a lot of people missed this match because of the
buses, pretty much
the buses, but also because the card went on so long.
Yeah, it's, this match didn't start till 11:30.
Something like that.
Yeah,
or 11:15, something like that.
Yeah. And it was claimed that the show was meant to finish by 11.
Yeah.
That didn't help it. I felt there was a weird atmosphere throughout the whole match. It was a lot more quieter and stuff than it should have been. for a main event involving Jordan Devlin that's been hyped so much.
Oh, hyped so much. Did you feel like all the stuff that happened with the Bullet Club?
That definitely tired the crowd out for sure. That big pop and stuff like that, I think, and then to have to come down for the next match, it didn't help. If they had a match in between, it would have been great. Yeah. Like if they had they could have put Tracy and Bobby George Jr. there or something like that. You know, something else, like a lower card match. Even like it could have put Speedball and Nathan Martin or something there. You know, if you didn't want to do a dark match, like how WWE do it before their main event, they put a less important match there to bring the crowd back down after a big pop, so then they can build them back up again.
So it's anti-New Japan booking, in other words, because what they do is they have the important matches ranked from lowest to highest by first match to last match.
But see, the thing is, New Japan crowd is different to the Irish crowd.
That's true.
And probably wouldn't if it was on time.
So you're saying an Irish crowd would be more...
Irish crowd care more about the buses than they do about the match.
Yeah, therefore WWE format would suit us better.
Yeah.
In other words, where it's like in waves.
Well, no, because it wouldn't even suit them better, because if it's still past half 11, they're not going to stay.
That's true, yeah.
So it's not even that; it's a timing basis.
The match itself, though, that first of all, that entrance, what an entrance! Inspired by Jade's T-shirt design of the Import Killer, and I love that song, CM Punk's old theme song from AFI. We'll go over that song later on.
Yeah.
But it was such a class entrance. A great match, though. It was an awesome match, though. I see what you mean, though, by the crowd getting... You know what I compare it to? It's like WrestleMania 25, when Shawn Michaels took on Undertaker. Probably one of the greatest matches of all time.
Yeah.
And the crowds were knackered then for Orton and Triple H as the main events, which was, again, a very hyped match.
Yeah.
That said, it was a fantastic match. Jordan getting the win with the package pile driver. Saying it with like all the Death Valley drivers and the sharpshooters from Haskins. Nice celebration at the end with the confetti, and for us personally, like, it's great to see him finally get it. Like, there was a friend of mine who was actually there at the show, and we were out in between after the White Collar Wrestling. He was saying, "This is too perfect. Haskins has to win," and you made me think about it. Like, maybe, it's too perfect, but then again, they wouldn't hype it this much.
It's the end of the year sort of thing.
They wouldn't hype it this much either. So
yeah.
But they did the two posters for when they're previewing the Slur show, Slur Roads thing as well. So it was great. So congratulations to Jordan, because he deserves it. Like, he's had as good as probably one of the best years ever in wrestling when you think about it. Like, all the people he's beat, the performances he's put on, every match he just gets better and better. We can't say enough high praise about him.
Yep. Appearing on WWE TV as well.
Yeah, that's it. So it's awesome stuff, though, and it's nice little moments. Breaking kayfabe a wee bit, but when he embraced Paul Tracy on the stage, so he was his trainer since he was a teenager. So
I didn't see that.
Yeah, like when he was at the stage, Paul Tracy tapped him on the shoulder, and he had a huge embrace. So
that's lovely.
So, and there's a few people who hinted, does this mean the social elites are coming back? I'm like,
yeah, that kind of fell by the wayside, didn't it? Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. And of course, now they're hyping their next show coming up now, which will be the first ever steel cage match, which is going to be happening in Slur Roads in Drimna.
Yeah, a lot of people were confused about that. It's on the red line on the Lewis.
Yeah.
So just get off at, I think it's the Drimna stop, and it's just like across the road from it.
Do you think
it's called Homecoming now? The event has been given a name.
Homecoming
is
okay. Now, like, my understanding is actually, I'm not sure about this, but as far as I'm aware, only this particular card will be in this venue, only because
because they can fit the cage in.
Exactly. So for all we know, by March they'll be back in the Tivoli then, if it's still around.
Yeah.
Which I'm only imagining it is. But
that destruction order thing has been put off for like another year. So
another year. So it's been like 2 years now or something like that. So God knows what will happen. So, but it's great. So it's something to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to that. Timothy Thatcher, I'm really looking forward to seeing in particular.
I think they're on sale this Monday. I think
this Monday. So it should be interesting. So you take us all down. We'll be previewing the event.
I don't know how it works out. Like, I don't know in terms of seating plans and stuff.
Well, I'm aware. I think the first 3 rows are VIP. Then they have general seating.
Yeah.
And then, but they have some standing, so like it's mostly seating as far as I'm aware. So be interesting to see.
Okay, which is good for people like myself, that because I'm of the smaller disposition. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so if I can't really get a seat for Tivoli shows, it's kind of awkward for me to get a standing spot, because knowing my luck, there's always a tall guy in front of me, always. But anyway,
we'll digress.